Kalispera. For me, that's good afternoon. For many of you, it is good morning. Kalimera. So welcome to my channel, New Beginnings, my everyday life in rural Cyprus. Thank you for being here. And we already have comments. Oh, Uncle Skugga Radio. Thank you for being here. For me, it's 5:30 p.m. 5:30 p.m. Guys, do go over and take a look at Uncle Skugga Radio, and you might very much like what you see. If you do, while you're over on that channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Okay, so for those of you who don't know, I have many new people on my channel. Monday's live is about lots of different themes, lots of little short segments learning something new. Wednesday's live is more of a catch up and a chit chat, although we chat while we're doing the Monday live as well. So do take a look at both my Monday and my Wednesday's lives as they're different. And do check out my other channel as well, Tranquility Through Life's Natural Beauty. And over on that channel, you see a lot more of crafts and animals and other things to do with Cyprus. So let's carry on. For Uncle Skugga, it's 10:35 Eastern time. 10:35. You may know my other channel, The Astute Tourist. Yes, of course I do. I'm thinking other people might not, so we're trying to build up your channel. Okay, so yes, I'm in the know. I do know. That's why there's not so much there. I do know that. Okay, so I'm sending people your way. Let's start today. Let's start first of all. Let's begin with this. Okay, so today we're going to talk about spinach. Now, I grow oriental spinach, which does not look like your normal spinach. Here is a picture of normal spinach. They are quite big leaves, as you may or may not know. I grow chard, which to me is quite like that as well. But as I say, spinach, I grow oriental spinach. And that is a little different from the normal spinach. And it says spinach is a highly nutritious vegetable rich in protein and vitamin A. It is quick growing and needs minimum of care. By successful sowing and giving some winter protection, you can have good crops of spinach all year round. There is some confusion over the name spinach because it is used for many vegetables which are not true spinach, but have leaves which are eaten like those of spinach. So like I was talking about oriental spinach. For example, there's perpetual spinach or spinach beet, and that is a member of the beet family. Here we're dealing with the cultivation of three types: winter, summer, and New Zealand. True spinach is winter or prickly spinach. Prickly refers not to the leaves, but the seed capsule. It is a spreading branching plant with triangular dark green leaves. At one time, winter spinach was thought to be hardier than summer spinach, but this has been disproved, and round seeded varieties can be sown right through the year. Summer or round spinach is a variety of winter spinach. It has round, smooth seed capsules and slightly larger, lighter green leaves. Summer spinach has a bad reputation for bolting or running to seed. When this happens, the plants send up tall, leafy stems with small green flowers at the top. The leaves then become bitter tasting and unpleasant to eat. Premature bolting is easily controlled, however, by making quite sure that you meet the basic cultivation requirements. Spinach must never run short of water. That's the main thing. It needs some form of shade during the hottest summer months, or else it will bolt. Equally important is thinning the seedlings as soon as possible so they're never overcrowded. My bush is growing outwards rather than upwards and covering the underneath. Spinach grown in crowded, starved conditions are, of course, more likely to bolt. One sowing of summer spinach will give about 3 weeks picking. To get continuous supplies, you should sow at 3 weekly intervals. Because winter spinach is less likely to bolt, 2 or 3 sowings in late summer through mid-autumn should give supplies right through winter and into early spring. New Zealand spinach is not a true spinach, although it tastes fairly similar. It is not as hardy as winter or summer spinach and is most successful in hot, dry summers. Because it does well in very sunny conditions and does not bolt, it can be planted where ordinary spinach would do poorly. New Zealand spinach is a vigorous spreading plant with floppy stems and fleshy arrow-shaped leaves up to 12 centimetres long. To grow year-round supplies of spinach, you must make several successional sowings. The conditions needed for successful growing will change accordingly to the time of year and variety of spinach grown. A warm sheltered site is required for winter spinach and early sowings of summer spinach. From late spring through midsummer, however, too much warmth and sunshine may lead to bolting, so a cool shady site is preferable. Spinach is ideal for growing in the shade of peas or beans during hot months. New Zealand spinach needs a light, well-drained soil in a hot, sunny position and will crop well where ordinary spinach will quickly run to seed. New Zealand spinach likes soil fairly rich in lime, so it does particularly well on chalk or limestone subsoils. Avoid acid soils or lime, them well being growing at least a rate determined by the result of a soil test. And besides sowing frequently, you must sow spinach in large enough quantities to provide reasonable supplies for your family. Whereas little and often applies to the sowing of, say, radish and lettuce, it does not entirely apply to spinach. A whole panful of leaves when cooked will boil down to a couple of spoonfuls. If you then overpick to get enough leaves, the plants will stop producing new leaves and may die altogether. So a good rule is to allow 5 plants per person per sowing, or 1/2 metre row per person. 30 grams of seed is enough to sow 30 metres. If you have more seed than you need, you can share with your friends or store it properly. Stored spinach seeds will keep for 5 years. So I hope that's a help for you. As I say, I don't grow the normal spinach. I have oriental spinach, which you will have seen. Okay, let me see the comments, see where we're up to. Uncle Scugger Radio says, I want to be able to do some live radio streams. Oh, that sounds cool. Is that kind of like podcast or is it not? Is it not like podcast? I don't really know. Can you have like a CB, like a channel? Tell me about that. By the way, Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you. Uncle Scugger Radio says, I love a baby spinach salad. Yes, it's lovely. A nice mixed leaf salad is nice. Rextron Sharon and Jackson says, Dawn, I love spinach. I have a spinach salad yesterday. It was delicious. Lovely, Sharon. That sounds nice. And Rextron Sharon and Jackson says, hi, Jimmy. Uncle Scugger Radio. Stephen Tina Jules in the house. Hello to you. Let's go and say to check out, we haven't said Steve and Tina's channel or Sharon and Jackson's channel, to go over, have a look there. And as I always say, if you like what you see, go over and subscribe. Okay, let me carry on. Oh, Steve's late. He's Steve and Tina Jules say our clock is slow or the battery died. Sharon and Jackson comment says, so Dawn, how are you liking this crazy weather? No crazy weather here. We have sunshine. Woo! Welcome to Cyprus. We haven't got any of that crazy weather you guys are all getting. No. Post Steve and Tina's link. I can't do that. Steve has to post his own link. I can't do that. I can't do anything on my chat. Yes, Steve, post your link, Steve. He's not awake yet because he's normally posting all links. Uncle Scugger Radio says, crazy weather here, 21 degrees Fahrenheit, cold and snow. I've talked about this many times before. We don't have weather forecast because it's either hot, very hot, extremely hot, bit chilly. We don't do numbers. Which is strange coming from England, where, as they say, in England, boring people who have nothing to talk about the weather. Americans talk about the temperature all the time for a different reason, because their country is so vast and it's so changeable, literally state to state. So they talk about it all the time, and they all know their temperatures. I wouldn't have a clue what my temperature is. I've got a jumper on now because it's 5:45. Yes, look, exactly 5:45. 5:45 in the evening. If I just sit here, then, and for those who don't know, we don't have heating in our house. No, so that tells you how warm it is really for the evening. We have one log fire in the middle of our house, but we barely have that on. We don't have it on probably 3 times. And one of those times was just because we wanted to be cozy at Christmas. Didn't need it on. There we go. Steve's link is there. Uncle Scugger, also known as Jimmy to his friends. There's his link for his other channel. So you promoted this channel a bit more now then, or was it just because I jumped on before my live on the other channel where you were? But you got me to actually sub to that channel. So I hadn't subbed to that channel, so that's pretty cool. Are you working more on your music side now? And where does the name Scugger come from? Just out of interest, Jimmy. Yeah, it's Jimmy, Steve. Where are we? So Uncle Scugger Radio says, all my beds are dormant for the winter. What, you're not going to bed at night? Not going to bed at night? It's dormant, is it? No, I got so much growing. Indoors and outdoors. In fact, a lot of my seedling indoors are now outdoors. Covered overnight for sure, but still so much going on there. Sharon's saying it's 42 degrees here in South Georgia. Steve's remembered. Hi, Sharon, and at school, Jackson. Just connected Steve and Tina. Cool. Okay, yeah. So I think Jimmy's trying to build his channel up. I didn't notice how many subs you had to that one, Jimmy, when I went on it. So are you diversing or are you running parallel? Running parallel. Let us know. And I'm assuming it's going to be a mix. Is it going to be a mix, Jimmy? Mix of music? I'm pretty sure it will be if it's you. I have 55 as of this morning. And when did you start it? I'm assuming it's recent. Yes, but I can go into channels profiles, not just your profile there. I can actually dig deep so I can see whose channels are whose. That's how I knew. Doing another race 6K. Where are we, Steve? Where are we? Mine got frozen for a while because of I've edited the video on the huge issue where I'm taking YouTube to court. I've edited that today, so maybe next week I will post it. Boy, did I have trouble editing it, because I'd edited it all. I'd filmed little portions of it as the situation was going on, and I'd done voiceover as I was filming it. So the narration is as I'm filming, not added on top. And then I did the last little bit, joined it all together, did the last little bit, and it just went down. So I brought all the footage back up, but bear in mind the narration was as I was filming, not added. The filming was still there, but somehow the whole volume had gone, like the narration had gone, but it wasn't added narration. So it was like they'd silenced the footage. So I was like, I just scrubbed it and started again. So it's taken me ages, but I've got it down so you can all see exactly what's been going on with me v YouTube. I'm surprised I've still got my channel. Maybe I won't have when the video goes up because it's exposed them for the crime they are committing. Yes. So if I disappear, you'll know why. But I will not be silenced. I will not be silenced. Yeah, so how are we doing on numbers, Steve? If you've put it while I've been chatting, I haven't got to that. I will look. But as I say, mine was frozen for a while. They were freezing all new subscribers. Where are we? I don't think they can take my channel down because of once I post this, it will look even worse for them. So I think I'll be all right. Uncle Scugger Radio, aka Mr. J. So my new channel, yes, Uncle Scagger Radio will feature all my original music that I've written and produced. I use AI to help me with. Yes, Steve did a wonderful song using that. I posted it on my channel. A song about me and my channel, My Life in Cyprus. If you haven't seen it, I don't know, Steve, if you can find it on my channel and put the URL up. I don't know. But if any of you want it, I can look it up another time and add that in. That's cool. And if any of you don't know, Jimmy's had a band for eons. And I've heard a lot of his music. I really like his music, so do go and check it out. And he says, many of the folks over at The Astute Tourist, when I go live, I play some of my originals, and like Sharon's asked me for an album, so I decided to start a new channel that features all of my music. Cool. Last week. Oh, you've grown quite well then, but then you've got a big following on your main channel. So, yeah, keep promoting that. I will be back, Jimmy. As I say, I've only today gone back onto people's lives. I will be back. I did see yours, but I wanted to get this video done. And once you see the video, everyone watching this who have been less active following your channels, you will see where my time has been for I think I'm going to say mid-November was when it really got traumatic, let's say. But it was happening prior to that, but not like it did do the situation. So you will see where so much of my time has gone. Sharon says, yes, you have 58 subscribers on your new channel. Yay. Steve says, due to the surgery, not been out as much as normal, so been slow on subs. Slow on subs. Scugger. What did I say? Scugger. Is that not what I said? Scugger. And where does that word come from? What is it? What is it? I can't see any letters in that would mean something. So what's Gaga? They want to know. Jimmy says, I've recently just finished a song about my fight with cancer. Steve says, my old iPhone is slow today. Steve says, Dawn, 572, 57, is it? No, 5.7. 5.7. You're messing with me in numbers again. 5.720. And what's yours then? Rex Trion, Sharon and Jackson. Yeah, Dawn, I've been listening to Jimmy's songs and I've got my favourite song of Jimmy's. Oh, what is it? I've missed you, Dawn. I will be back. I do love you. Do love you. But as I say, wait for this video to come out. If you're not sure what video it is, I think I'm titling it something like Enough is Enough. It might be True Crimes of YouTube. They are committing two huge crimes. Steve's winning. 5.87. 5.87. You did. I did what? Who did? Scugger is what my then 2-year-old son called my brother. So Uncle Scugger was born. Right, cool. Cool. That's quite sweet. So is it just you doing the music, or is it your band, your group? Is it your band or your group? Two Doves, Bees and Gardens are in the house. Guys, do go and check out their awesome channel. I always say it to them. They are such sweeties. They really are. If you're having a down day, turn on their channel and you'll just see Sarah. It's mostly Sarah, but Sarah and John, and Sarah just smiles and you're like, oh, this is lovely, before she even speaks. So do go and check out Two Doves, Bees and Gardens, and while you're over there, hit their subscribe button. Okay, so we've done about growing spinach. Now let's move on to this. So let's do 4 hacks today. And we're still a bit of the cleaning mode. So the first one is, after sweeping or vacuuming old carpet, rub over the surface with a cloth squeezed out in a mixture of 1 part vinegar to 3 parts water. This brightens faded colours. Ooh, there's a good one for you. The second one is, treat a fresh oil or grease stain on upholstery by sprinkling with talcum powder, corn flour, or fuller's earth. Rub well and leave until the stain is absorbed. Brush off and wipe with a damp cloth. The third one is, clean vinyl upholstery with a rough damp cloth, something like old net curtaining, sprinkled with baking soda or vinegar. Then wash with mild soap and warm water. Rub dry. Never oil vinyl, because then it will go hard. And the last one today of knacks and hacks is to remove felt tip pen marks from vinyl furniture. Tackle immediately with warm water, soap or detergent, and a nail brush. So that's how you will get rid of your stains on your furniture. And before I forget, I did promise you I was going to switch around again quote corners. So seeing as I've spent time doing them, I mustn't forget to play today. So this is the new quote for Monday, and my other days will have different quotes. Okay, let's check the chat. Let me see. 2 doves just arrived. 1 dove, 2 doves. Jimmy saying just me, Dawn. Just you doing the music. 2 doves, bees and gardens. John and Sarah say thank you. Oh, we got this shooters in the house. Bing! Hit the like button. Yes, please do. I have so many views on my videos, but I don't get barely any thumbs up. And I know why that is. People keep telling me, oh, yes, I can't do it. I'm watching you on my big TV screen. So I do understand it. It's not because people don't like it, because there's gushing comments and then there's no thumbs up. So if you guys could just remember to hit some thumbs on my videos, that would be really cool. Sharon says, thank you, Jimmy, for reminding me. Thumbs. Jimmy's working hard. I will be back. Jimmy, I promise. I always say people like you are like good friends. You don't have to be in each other's pockets every 5 minutes, but you carry on where you left off. And you may know I went away for had to go away for respite. So I will be back. I'm just sort of getting myself back into a routine. I've got brand new things on my whiteboard here, brand new things on the one behind me on the floor, and my calendar. You should say I'm so organised. It's day 1 and I've got to follow them to the letter. Oh my goodness, maybe I need to film that. It's so nice. It's all lovely and neatly written, and I've got magnets saying live Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and what I've called them, so what I need to do. And oh, it's beautiful. Maybe I should film them before I start scribbling away. This studio. How funny you. Oh dear, funny. For the algorithm, yes, they're not my friends at the moment. Glad you're back. Well, yeah, kind of. We've still got mic issues. Steve says his internet's slowing down this morning. Let me catch you up on Mike. So he's now had operation 2. He has 2 more operations to go. He went back Saturday for a checkup. And when he had the checkup on Saturday, they said, right, he can have glasses again. So he went today to get glasses. He got a prescription, got glasses today, but he won't be able to collect them till tomorrow. If that's not quick, I don't know what is. So he's going to collect them tomorrow. And then we thought, good, he'll get his next operation date sorted out. But no, the next date he has to go back to the hospital is the 8th of February, not for a consultation to have operation 3, but to see how he's doing wearing new glasses. So darn, but at least he's got glasses so he can do things. Yeah, Stuart saying, how is Mike doing? Yeah, so, but he has got, I'm going to say he's got a bad cold. Who knows these days? He's got a bad cold, and he gets asthma, and so he has to be careful. He gets quite chesty. So I said to him, take some Zivonir, which is like firewater of Cyprus, and that they use it as paint stripper as well as for like coughs and colds. So it kills anything. So I said, take some Zivonir. And he said, oh, not with my Canadian Club, which is whiskey. So he's, I don't know how much he's had today, but he's on the whiskey. So he'll feel better, whether that's because he's drinking the Canadian Club or because he is. I've got to keep away from him. I've got no immune system at all. So, yeah. Stitching It Up is here, Capturing Country Life. Put up your other channel as well, because we're all doubling up on our channel names today in the chat. I say we're all doing it. Jimmy is. So Stitch It Up, Capturing Country Life. I loved coming on your live. It was all back to front. That was really lovely. As I say, I'm just getting back into visiting people again, so I hope to be there more often if you do more lives. And guys, do go and check out Stitching It Up's channel. I know you're going to like what you see, so when you're over there, make sure you hit the subscribe button. And thank you for doing all those shout outs for me via your channel. I have seen them all and I do appreciate that very much. Very good. Okay, let's go on to something else today. Let's go. Oh, I'm on the wrong button again. I don't know why they added another button. It's just confusing. Let's go on with this. Okay, so let's look at a book I took from my book Nook. And first of all, this is a book I already own. And this is called The Back of Beyond by Sheila Hawkins. Now, if you don't know, I love reading books about people who've relocation. If any of you have moved to, I'm not talking about expensive going from like one country to another. I'm talking about kind of what I did, that sort of life. If you've got your story of that on YouTube or well, it's got to be YouTube. That's all I have. If you've got your story, do let me know because I'll watch it. I love watching it. Not so much building a new house or anything like that, just relocating the sort of how it all goes. And this is by Sheila Hawkins. If you're in Cyprus or elsewhere, you may know her. She's quite well known as an author. And all the illustrations are done by her husband, Clive. So any pictures you see on her books, it's her husband, Clive, done them. And that is a Cyprus bus. They don't have them like this now. This is the rural mountain buses. And the reason they had the roof racks is because they would go around all the rural villages and would take you to market, and on the top would be goats tethered and chickens in their little small carrying coops, and that's how you would go to market. And I had this book because it's about how they moved to Cyprus many years ago, and when it was still quite not a place where you would relocate so much. And The Back of Beyond is because even today, the area where they live is like where I live. It's not really a town or a place where people would naturally set up. And the reason I've started reading this again, I'm this much through it, is because if you've been watching my videos, you'll know that every time we go to the hospital, there's a charity shop right there, a really good one. I've done videos of what I've got so far from there, and I'll do videos each time we go to the hospital. I go in the charity shop and I will be showing you again what else I got from there. But what I got from there this time, one of lots of things, was a Sheila Hawkins book. Wow, it's only a small charity shop, like tiny. And this is Anthology from the Akermas, and that is where she lives. Akermas is the area. And again, pictures by her husband. So I thought I wanted to go back to the original book and just sort of remind myself about it, because this book, it says, in almost 5 years of regular articles in the Sunday Mail, it's an English newspaper, best-selling author Sheila Hawkins, working from her home in the Akermas, wrote mainly about the people and the unique flora and fauna of the region in which she lives. Illustrated by, I said Clive, didn't I? Clive, it's Harry Hawkins. It's another couple I read about here is Clive. This collection of her work as a feature writer is full of warmth and humour, tinged sometimes with irony or wit. Her writing is vividly descriptive of the island she loves so much, and her magical portrayals of local wildlife bring unknown or unnoticed creatures to life. So consider, it says on the back here, this was £5.95. All books there, like normal paperbacks, are 50 cents, and everything else is €1. So I was like, wow, it's Sheila Hawkins' book. So I'm going back, as I say, to read the other one to just sort of remind myself of where they got so far. This says, the derelict house that has sometimes been her refuge. So it gives you an example of, it looks like the houses here in my village. So that is what I've been looking at. Okay, let's go back to the chat. Oh, quite a bit back. Where were we? Steve's saying he's slow this morning. How's Mike doing? Oh, we had that. Stitching it up, better late than never. This tutor says, I was diagnosed in October with cancer. Quite devastating news. I will need a bone marrow transplant. I've got to have a kidney transplant, so team us. And he's put the condition there, MDS. Stitch Up says, you're welcome. I love supporting others. Well, that was because I did a promo for you. And yeah, as I say, you've been really pushing my channel, so I thank you for that. Sharon says, praying for Jimmy. I hate cancer with a passion. It's about positivity, which Jimmy's very much on to. Those who get on and not dismiss it, but just carry on, get over it. Those who, poor me, are the ones who don't do it. Let's say there's lots of Guinness World Record holders and Olympians. They've become that since having cancer. So I know, Jimmy, you will just get on. And as I always say, there are worse things in life. So all the best to you. But I know you will do as I do and just ignore it, basically, and carry on. Steve saying, hope you get the transplant. Yes, it normally is a relative. And they test all your relatives normally, first and foremost. There we go. They're stitching it up. Dreamland Soundscapes. I don't know why I can't remember either of your channels' names. I know Stitch It Up and then I forget the next bit. And I know Dreamland, then I forget the next bit. Sharon kept changing hers. So I know it's Sharon and Jackson, but I always forget the bit before that. Two Doves, Bees and Gardens says, we'll keep you in our prayers. Dreamland says, I'm sorry for your health challenges. Thanks, says Jimmy. He says, it's going to get rough here soon. Don't be beaten. I'm close to Boston. Right, that's where you got to get done. Sharon says, Jimmy, the temperature went up to 44 degrees in the south in the last few minutes. Wowza. Dreamland says, astute tourist, looking forward to watching your travel videos. New friend, stitching is my main channel. Team Health, sending prayers. Thank you, Dreamscapes. PMA works. It certainly does, Jimmy, and you know I can talk about it the way I do because I'm not supposed to be here now. Failure is not an option. Exactly. Prayers for you both for transplants. Yeah, I can't have mine. That's my dilemma. I can't have it because I can't have anaesthetic. And I can't have it without anaesthetic. I'm just going to have to keep going. Right. Jimmy says, Dana-Farber Cancer Institute is Boston, best cancer hospital in the world. Oh, super then. Thumbs up to Jimmy. Super. Oh, that's good to know, isn't it? That's what you want to know. Okie doke. What should we do now? Let's go on. We've done that. Oh, let's do a bit of this, seeing as we got stitching it up in the house. let's do a bit of this. And guess what? I clicked on the wrong button again. Okay, I was talking about what I got at the charity shop, and I've got so much stuff. But I'm always looking for cross-stitch thread or cross-stitch stuff. That's my main thing, is cross-stitch. And I came across this battered box. That's exactly how it was, like that. And inside, I saw, oh, now this is thick. This is embroidery thread, really, I'm going to say. And I said to Mike, oh, I can do something with that. I don't know what. I can do something with that. There's a lot there. It's doubled over. So I can do something with that, because if you know, I'm just trying to get into embroidery. And he said, how much is it? And it's €3. I went, yeah, that's worth €3, don't you think? There's lots of colours. And I said, oh, there's something else in the box. 2 big bits of felt. He's like, oh, can you use that for something? I was like, oh, yes, something. I don't know what. I can do something with that. Then I spotted there was a needle on the corner. And then I saw there's instructions for embroidery stitches. And if any of you remember, a long time ago, Jimmy from the Astute Tourist gave me a donation to my channel, and out of it I bought embroidery stitch books, which is how I'm getting into doing embroidery other than cross stitch. So I thought, oh, that's good, I can do that. And then when I look at the box properly, you make a pillow or a cushion with the fabric, with the felt. So you sew them together after you've done the embroidery. I don't know if you can see, the picture is actually printed on there. Might be a bit hard for you to see, so I'll show you the finished article. So I thought, oh, I'll just do that then. I'll do that. Now, I didn't look at what ages it is. What age they say from? Does it say an age? It says Crewel Embroidery Felt Pillow Craft Kit. So if I read things, I'd figure it out. Size 15 inches to 12 inches. Let's say an age on it. No, I can't tell because they've got some Russian label stuck over the top. So obviously some Russians had this, or bought it in Russia, let's say. So that's stuck over. It doesn't seem to say an age on it. So I can do it then. So from just saying, oh yeah, I'll buy those little bits of thread, I can do something with it. I've actually got a full craft. Now I won't be doing that anytime soon, because as you know, I'm working on another embroidery thing at the moment. So I'm doing embroidery once a week and cross stitch once a week. And then normally you see my embroidery on the Monday, whatever I'm doing with that. And my cross stitch I normally share with you on the Wednesdays. So tune in Wednesday and you'll see what I'm doing cross stitch. Well, there's loads of comments there. Well, no, wait. Let's see. Where was we up to? The Astute Tourist saying he's going to the best place in the world. Fantastic. You're a living miracle. I've got a T-shirt, because I always used to ask Jimmy on his channel, what's your T-shirt say? It was a thing. Started to be a bit of a thing on his channel. T-shirt of the day. And I've got a T-shirt and it says, it's a lie now, but it says, still dancing, the miracle continues. I like that. Oh dear. Stitch Up says, I didn't know that about Boston's Hospital. No, nor me. So that's great. Thumbs up says Dreamland Soundscapes. Steve says he's in the wars. Poor Steve. Stitching. I'm getting more mobility in my knee. What angle did they change it to? I'm hoping they changed the angle of it, of your I'm going to call it a leg brace. I know it's got a technical name, but what angle? Did they change it? I know you were going back. Stitch It Up. I have both your channels now. Rextrian says, Jimmy, have you heard of St. Jude Children's Cancer Hospital in Mississippi? Stu's going to have an appointment. Nice to see you, Jimmy. I will be back. Dreamland says, Dawn, where is the one where we are getting the embroidery picture? That's Wednesday. Wednesday is the cross stitch. So Wednesday, and I have done some more. It's going up and across. Steve says, we have some plans in the pipeline. Starting to pack our bags. Are you going to Cyprus? Are you coming? Who's coming first? Come on now. The Stuart says, thanks everyone. See you later. Much love and peace. And much love and hugs to you, Jimmy. Big hugs to you. That will make you feel better, I'm sure. And you know where to get your respite, don't you, Jimmy, when you're ready? Steve says, have a great week, Jimmy. Sharon says, bye, Jimmy. Stay strong. Take care of yourself, my friend. Uncle Scugger Radio. Well, if the ship goes out, I'm going out too. I would. It'd be a bit detached otherwise. Rex Stewart laughing at Jimmy. Bye, Jimmy. It would be pretty, Dawn. Yes, I thought it looked quite nice, actually. And it's good practice. I'm not making anything proper out of it, as I say, nothing. I show you guys what I do, and I know it's quite terrible, some of my stuff, and it's not perfect if you're a crafter, but it's practice. It's practice. And as I have no hand-to-eye coordination, I think anything I do is pretty all right. It's like doing my cross stitch the other day. I can't look and put it in the right hole. I have to feel underneath. Stitch Up says, oh, I finished the blue blanket, trying to decide next crochet project. I've been looking at your snowman today. Your snowman. That's on your other channel, though, I think, isn't it? The snowman. Steve and Tina, pipeline. Yes, we want to know. Oh, I hope Cyprus is in there somewhere. Happy Monday. Oh, happy Monday. Wednesday cross stitch. Got it. Yeah, Monday's technically themes, lots of odds and ends, and embroidery, if I've got anything to show you on that. And Wednesdays is, I say more chat, it's chat anyway, but not so much themes as such. And the cross stitch, just chatted. Steve and Tina say, I'm keeping it to 90 degrees. Oh, we're talking on the knee for any of you just joined us, because I see we've got some more in the house. It's how much the metal, like, it's not a caliper, but that'll give you some idea what it looks like. Steve says keep it to 90 degrees, but can take it off. Leg still weak. It will be. That'll be ages. Not Cyprus, says Steve. Now I'm sad. Take a guess. Going back to Tina's country. I'm going to say that. You're going back to Tina's country. Dreamland says England. No. USA, says Dreamland. Tina, check Tina out. Her homeland. That's right. Her homeland. Yay! Oh, that should be good. Stitching It Up. Viha Snowman. If you want to see a snowman, you have to go and have a look on her channel. Pathetic Snowman. I only had a day's notice for the collab, so I took a shortcut. I can't remember. It was some time ago, a long time ago, because I haven't done collabs for a long time. I used to do my own, then I used to join other people's. And I said to someone, oh, I've been doing theirs for a while. And I said, I can't do it. I'm not going to be around. And they went, oh, you can film wherever you are. I was like, no, if I'm not about. Pathetic Snow. I had today's notice. I took a shortcut. It was cute. I think it was lovely. Africa. Yeah. Tower of Hearts, hello to you. I didn't get a notification. But I was looking through my subscriptions and saw you were live. That's cool. Guys, do go and look at Tower of Hearts. And if you like Tower of Hearts channel, then while you're there, hit that subscribe button. Nice to see you here. Thank you for being here. It's always good, guys, when people suddenly come on my channel, because sometimes I'm like, oh, yes, I haven't been on that channel for a while. So it's always good to drop in a chat. Okay, before I carry on with the chat, let's do a little bit of this. So, inspiration. There are three sorts of people in this world. Those who make things happen, those who watch things happening, and those who don't know what is happening. Let's try to be the first one of those. Do you like that? I do. Germany's famous Iron Chancellor, Bismarck, was reputed to have said there are four basic qualities in man: energy, idleness, stupidity, and intelligence. The man who was both idle and stupid could be made use of by application of the boot. The man who was energetic and intelligent was most useful and suitable for positions like Chief of Staff. The man who was idle and intelligent was suited for high command. But the man who was energetic and stupid was a menace and should be removed forthwith. Okay, let's go back to the chat. Where are we? We've just seen Tower of Heart. Dreamland Southscape says Tina has family there. Yes. Steve says, yes, that's right. But what part? Oh. Well, which part is she actually from? Exactly. That's where I'm going to say. Tower of Heart says, wonderful new year 2025 to everyone. Oh, that's lovely, Tower of Heart. Thank you so much. Steve says, yes, to see family there. Stitch It Up saying hello to Tower of Heart. Guys, do go over and subscribe if you're not already. Steve says, well done. Haha. Tanzania. That's it. There's some videos on Steve's channel. You need to go and find those. Or Steve, if you want to put the URLs up, you can pop those up if you want. Stitching It Up, Capturing Country Life says, can't wait to see Africa videos. East Africa, says Steve. Stitch Up says, I was trying to remember what part of Africa without cheating. And there's a link Steve's put up for Tower of Hearts channel, so you can pop over there, guys. Dreamland Southscape says, Dawn, I enjoyed your scenic and respite birthday video watched last night. Lovely. It's beautiful. I've edited today the next part, which is a little bit more of the drive there and inside where we stayed. It was just me and Mike inside, and it's very unique building. And I think there's some shots at the end of like around there, what we could see round there. And there will be more videos of places that we went while we were there. So that'll be probably a third video. But yes, very unique, very lovely building that we stayed in. Stitching It Up says, what will you do? Oh, will you do lives in Africa? Will you do lives in Africa? Child Heart says, thank you, Dawn. Oh, thank you for coming here. Much appreciated. Stitch It Up says, Chav Heart, new friend here. We'll watch videos later. That's lovely. Lovely sub. I'm not afraid of that word, by the way. You could say that in my comments. I don't mind. Chav Heart says, thank you, Stephen Tina. Dreamland says, thumbs up. Chav Heart says, very much appreciated. Chav Heart says, ooh, Dreamland soundscape sound wonderful. Yes, you'll like it. I know you'll like it. Stephen Tina says, Tanzania, fly to Kenya, bus to the village. We'll be doing videos and depending on internet, we'll be going live. We leave Saturday. How exciting. Dreamland Soundscape says, Chav Hearts, subbed. You can say it on my channel. Subbed you too from here, my other channel. Subbed. You can say it. If you'll go watch my video, enough is enough coming up. I'm not fearful of all these rumours. Okay, what should we do now? Let's do a little bit of, let's get on the right page, a little bit of this. We've been talking birds recently and we've learned some very interesting things, I must say. So today, let's carry on with the birds, all about birds. A bird's feather perform two main functions. They keep the bird warm and dry and provide the lift and control surfaces for flight. When feathers are damaged or lost, the layer of insulation is impaired and flight becomes more strenuous. This inefficiency could cost the birds their lives in severe weather or if they are pursued by a predator. So it's vital that plumage is kept in top condition by daily care and attention, and that wear and tear is put right once or twice a year by molting. The secret of a feather's strength and flexibility lies in its thousands of barbs, which are linked together by hooked barbules like a zipped fastener. Air trap between these barbs gives the feathers its insulating and waterproof qualities. Some of these barbs become unzipped by daily wear and have to be repaired by preening. Preening consists of gently nibbling or stroking the feathers one at a time with a closed bill so that the splits between the barbs are zipped up. You can simulate the effects of preening with any feather. A gentle pull pulls the split by the vein and unhooking neighbouring rows of barbules. Match the two edges together again and run the joint firmly between your thumb and forefinger and it will zip up again. The nibbling and rubbing also removes dirt and parasites such as feather lice and mites and arrange feathers back into position. At intervals during preening, the bird squeezes its bill against the preen gland under its tail to collect preen oil, which it spreads in a thin film over the feathers. The precise function of this oil is not known, but it appears to kill bacteria and fungi. You can tell if a bird has been prevented from oiling by its scruffy plumage. Those parts of the bird's body that cannot be reached directly by the bill, such as the head, are preened by scratching with the feet. Preen oil is transferred either by scratching the oil-laden bill before scratching the head or by rubbing the head against previously oiled feathers. And we're finished with bathing. Most garden birds bathe, and the importance of a regular bath is to keep the plumage in top condition is shown by the number of birds that come to the bird bath as soon as you clear the ice on a frosty morning. Starlings have even been seen breaking the ice for themselves. After checking that it's not going to be caught unawares by a cat, the bird enters the shallow water. It ruffles its feathers and wets them by dunking into the water, or by shaking its head from side to side, by rolling its body and flicking water with its wings. Next, it squats to immerse its belly and scoops water over its back with its wings. Raising and lowering the feathers allows water to wash the skin. The bird is careful not to get so waterlogged that it cannot escape an attack. Afterwards, the bedraggled bird flies to a safe perch to dry off. It shakes its wings and tail to remove much of the water, ruffling the body feathers, lets the air circulate and helps dry the plumage and settle it into place. A preen provides the final polish and rearrangement. So definitely find out some more interesting stuff. I didn't know about the preen oil. Did you know that? Let's have a look at the comments where we're up to. Where are we? Where were we? Let me see. Dreamland Southscape says, how long is your flight, Steve? Two Doves, Bees and Gardens said, we'll be looking forward to your videos. Steve and Tina Jewell. Dreamland Southgate says, I don't think YouTube likes the S word. You can say it as long as you like. It's one of those weird rumours that people started up. It's one of the weird ones. Such as there was one at one point, you can't use emojis in a chat, and then you can't use more than 3 emojis. I've done videos on all these myths, and why these myths start. So you can say subbed, or subscribe, subscribe. No problems here. Total flight, 20 hours. Wow. All about birds. Oh, birds. It's pink. I could just see a pink blob. Pink bird. Awesome Dreamland Southgate says Char of Hearts. Stitching It Up says 20-hour flight. Wow. How long will you be there? Oh, that's a good question. Steve says 3 flights. One to Vancouver, 45 minutes. Vancouver to London, 10 hours. And London to Nairobi, 8 hours. What was the longest flight I've done? I know I did 3 planes in one trip. Guyana. Well, I went to Guyana from England. Guyana. That was 3 flights we went to. No, maybe it was 2 flights. We went to Trinidad. Sure, we then did a second flight, and then we got on like a tiny little passenger plane, it wasn't a private plane, but there wasn't many seats in it. Maybe it was 3 flights. I'm not sure. Might have been 2. Staying for 2 months. Wow, Steve. 2 months, nice, is Stitching It Up. Stitch Out says, London sounds cool. I'd never left the US. I've never been to America, so we're the same. Never been to the US. I used to do mostly long haul holidays. So from England, I did sort of Caribbean and Cuba, and that sort of area was where I like to be, Bahamas. Dreamland says it will be a memorable Africa trip. It certainly will. Steve says last big trip, taking our 2 children to see their family in Africa on our dollar. We want prices when you're there, how much things are. Steve says lots to see in the USA. Stitching, yeah, it's a big country. I haven't been around every single place in Cyprus, and that's not that big. That's my plan for this year. Just get in the car and go somewhere, but not plan it. Dreamland says, weird rumour. Okay, yeah. I know someone that works in the main of YouTube, so that's why I'm dead confident with what I say. Coming back broke, says Steve. Broke, oh no, says Dreamland. Steve says we'll have to get back to work for sure when we return. I would say you're going to have so much lovely content while you're there. Your channel's going to go boof, all the more boof. Stitch Up says going to Phoenix next week to visit son. Phoenix. I don't know what Phoenix is even like. Do some footage, do some filming. Show me. I love to sit here and see, because I can't travel anymore, as in I don't have a passport. I have to have too many care situations set up when I travel, so I don't get insurance, so we didn't bother with passports anymore. So I see other countries through your videos, so always show me where you live, what's around you. That's my travel. Stephen Teen says nice and warm there, Stitching. Stitching says, I don't really care for Arizona. High 70 in Phoenix when I'm there. Steve says flight return was only 914. Is that Canadian dollars or American dollars? Vancouver to Nairobi. That sounds reasonable. Yeah, that sounds quite good. Crazy cheap, right? Okay. See, I haven't travelled for a long time. I wouldn't know. Oh dear. Okay, let's do a little bit of something I haven't done for, maybe I have done it for a while, but let's do a little bit of this. So as we're talking about travel, itchy nose, I'll tell you a little bit more about halloumi. If you don't know halloumi, it is the main cheese of Cyprus. It's one of those white cheeses that looks like rubber. It's lovely. It's my favourite cheese, halloumi. And it says, halloumi can be eaten fresh, just as it is, or fried or grilled. A little lemon squeezed over it makes it even tastier. Or the halloumi can be kept, in which case the longer it is, the harder it will become. Halloumi, which is to be kept, should remain in earthenware jars, covered for at least 40 days. During these days, the cheese matures, and the process through which it goes gives it a strange taste. We say that the halloumi is sick and should not be eaten. However, when the proper time has been allowed and the portions have hardened, they are used either to be eaten as they are, or grilled or fried, and also grated to top a dish of macaroni or for making ravioli. Anari, which is a kind of cream cheese like ricotta, can also be eaten quite fresh and unsalted, in which case it is nice with sugar or honey. If not to be eaten within a day or two of making, then the anari should be preserved by rolling it in salt. It takes quite a time to dry anari, and it is better, if you are buying it, to get it in pieces already dried, rather than to buy it fresh and wait for the drying process at home. As with hard, dry halloumi, anari is grated and used with macaroni. Unsalted fresh anari is also used for filling other items. That's a little bit on Cyprus. I try and remember to do little bits on that. Steve said Canadian dollars. Dreamland says, can you show us the African animals and foods? Yes, that's what I like to see, African animals and foods. I've been to safari one time, and it's not what you might consider. It's an island just off of Cuba. The whole island is safari. It's amazing. Char of Hearts says, I was visiting is that Arkansas? Arizona. I try to remember. I was visiting Arizona last week. Oh, because we were talking about that earlier. Cool to know you live there with lots of my other sisters and brothers of the community tribe. Cool. Steve says, hope to do lots of videos, Dreamland. Steve says, animals, food and village life. Yes. What a normal day is. Houses, I like to look in where they live, like how they live, day-to-day life, perfect. Stitch It Up says, Jar of Hearts, I'm in Texas, but I visit Montana and Arizona to visit kids, and one son just moved to Colorado. I must say I like the look of Colorado. I do like the look of Colorado from what I've seen via YouTube. I do like the look of that. It looks very pretty up the Colorado mountains. Looks very pretty. Stitch Up says, Steve, yay, I'll be watching. Mate, I assume you're going to make a separate playlist as well. So if people really like that, they'll dip into that playlist. Child Heart says, ooh, laugh out loud. I live next to you in Arkansas. That's why I got confused. Thanks, Stitchin. Stitchin says, I love Montana and Colorado. I don't really know what Montana looks like. So you guys need to make videos. Need to make videos for me so I can see what these places look like. Because I don't know. I don't know. Okay, let's do this. Okay, so we do a little brief slot on what to watch on your coffee break. And first of all, we're going to take a quick look at my other channel. So I'll just put that up on the ticker tape, Tranquility Through Life's Natural Beauty. Today I posted, no, I lie. I posted for Wednesday. So let's see what was posted for today. Today I posted, today's video is story time. And this is me reading more of my grandma's autobiography that she wrote. And I've got it and I read it out. But I just carry on reading where I left off. So if you want to see the whole thing and get who people are and what's happening, it's got its own playlist. I think I've called it My Nan's Autobiography, something like that. And this is episode 18. And this episode is her talking about the bombings in London during the war. So how they lived and how they had to go down the underground subway tube stations during the bombings. And she explains how they do actually have, you could actually have a set bed. Some places you couldn't, some you had to pay and reserve them, but she talks about that. So they had beds down in the underground. And then on Wednesday, it's what I posted today, on Wednesday on that channel, we've got a video of my red dragonflies, donkeys, chameleons and bats all in my garden. So do go and have a look at my other channel, Tranquility Through Life's Natural Beauty. And then we'll take a brief look at this channel. Oh, it's not on the bottom today. Oh, look, I've got Tawny's live. So New Beginnings, My Everyday Life in Rural Cyprus. Let's have a little look at that. Today's post was, as Stitchin said, it was my respite trip for my birthday, my 60th birthday, and it was the journey there, but on the way there we bought some seeds. So it shows you all my seeds, and it's the scenic drive, and you see where I ended up. And on Friday, we will have a video of down my driveway were a huge herd of sheep and goats and a dog. And the dog gets explained why you see a dog with the sheep. So I go into that and explain all about why you will see this dog and explain about the dog. If you want to know about rural life, this is very interesting. And then before that, on Friday, I'd posted my indoor seed growing, how I grow seeds indoor in winter, and it's not with any of these light contraptions or special contraptions, how I grow my seeds in winter. So do check that out. Let's have a look at the comments. Stitch it up, got to get busy, but let's play to the end. Well, I'm finishing now. I've just realised I've done much longer than normal because we've been having such a fun chat. Oddom's Homestead, we're just going and you've just come in, but thank you so much for popping in. You can always replay it afterwards. Guys, do go and have a look at Oddom's Homestead. Really lovely channel. Go over there and say hello. And as I always say, if you like what you see when you're over there, hit the subscribe button. So thank you all for being here. I'd love to carry on, but it's very late here now. What is it? It's nearly 7 p.m. here now. So I'm going to go and see how my husband is getting on with his not feeling well. He'll probably go to bed early. But thank you so much for being here. You're such wonderful supporters. I really thank you all for supporting my channel. When there's so many channels out there, you've all only got a certain amount of hours in a day. And I'm just so grateful when you choose some of that time to spend time on my channel. So thank you for being here. And until next time, as always, Meraki.